What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Big Brother Live Chats. Obviously, every Friday, 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern. We have our evicted house guest from yesterday. Last week, we didn't have anyone. Today's going to be a huge show. I know you guys, the questions are already rolling in. Janelle, so sorry you got evicted yesterday.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, Jeff.
We have a lot to talk about. You know, the fans are going crazy. Obviously, there was an uproar when you were put on the block until now. So they're still licking their wounds, and I'm sure so are you.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about getting evicted this early in the game?
Well, it definitely is not what I was planning for. Obviously, I was playing to win, and it sucks that I am out so early, but, you know, at least I'm out before jury.
So that's a good thing for you?
Absolutely, because I didn't want to sit in jury without my daughter or husband. Right.
So that's a new thing. That's kind of one question that I had for you, like to just start getting into things. Do you think having a daughter and having a family, like your game was different in any way? You know what I mean? Like maybe you were focused on not being so aggressive or not being too cutthroat. Like did that affect your gameplay in any way?
I'm just not a cutthroat person generally, so I'm who I am. So it didn't really affect my gameplay. No, I was just playing how I normally play. You know, I'm not going to cut throats just for the heck of it.
Not even for $500,000?
Maybe for $500,000.
Maybe for Violet's little piggy bank?
I was thinking about it. I don't know.
All right, well, let's take some questions from the audience then. Bruce wants to know, Janelle, why are you so awesome?
I don't know.
That's a tough question.
I don't know. I just am who I am, I guess, Jeff.
Okay, I'll put that another way, Bruce. Do you think your awesomeness of being a Big Brother legend, the queen of Big Brother, affected you your third time on the season?
Oh, yeah. It made me like a huge target. It's not good to be known as one of the best female competitors. That is not a good thing.
But do you like having that title at least?
I do appreciate the title, but I wish I wish I could play Big Brother without all of the title and stuff.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, it's like you have all that hanging over your head and you just, obviously I couldn't get away from it because I was taken out. I was backdoored because I thought, you know, why not? She can save herself normally. Let's just get rid of her this way.
Did you think your fellow coaches would help you? Like, did you think they were going to turn on you, or did you guys think you guys were going to unite after you guys split up?
I thought we could stick together for at least a couple weeks. I mean, that would have made, sense. And I think they were definitely thinking about it.
All right, well, I don't want to jump the gun here.
Yeah.
Let's get into some more audience questions. Peggy wants to know, do you think the fact that you were a competitor warrior and that this was your third time being on the game is a big part of the reason why you were early exit?
Yes, I do.
Well, yeah, they kind of just hit on that, Peggy.
Yeah.
That was a good question, though.
It's a great question. Yeah, definitely me being known as one of the most competitive girls in BB history is not a good thing in the Big Brother house, especially when there's only 4 other former players. Right,
and everyone pretty much knew who you were, right? Because everyone kind of gets, even if they don't watch it, they do watch it at some point, so they know who you were.
Right.
And that definitely, I don't think it helped. You know what I mean?
don't think it did either. I mean, it also didn't help. A lot of the newbies didn't watch my season. So they didn't know if I was a liar or if, none of them had watched my season. Not one. So, except for Frank.
So they just knew of you?
They knew that I was a huge threat. That you dominated
veto competitions?
Exactly, but they didn't know that I was loyal to certain people. Like, I never backstabbed anyone in my alliance. Like, they didn't know any of that. They just thought that because I was huge in Big Brother, that I was like this huge backstabber and like bullier or something.
Yeah, well, I know it's hard your third time on, you know what I mean? It's hard to win people over like that. You've got this stigma about you, and then even if it's good or bad, it's still a stigma, and they're like, well, why get someone out that's not causing anything as opposed to getting out a strong, you know what I mean? It sucks, pretty much. That's I'll round it up for you. It sucks, yeah. All right, so Haley wants to know, do you regret hitting the reset button for the coaches to come back in the game?
No, not really. Because I came into the game wanting to play Big Brother. I mean, obviously I had a suspicion that I might get to play. So I thought if the opportunity presented itself, I would definitely take it and go into the game.
Right.
So I wanted to win Big Brother.
How many people did you have left on your team when you did?
3.
You had all 3. Mm-hmm. So you didn't even was it a tough choice, or you were in no matter what?
Well, I was in no matter what, plus I knew Dan was going to press the button.
Yeah, he probably was.
Did he?
I guess. Yeah, right? He did.
Yeah, so I was like, why not press it?
Yeah, so I mean, I could kind of give you everything now, but you're gonna see pretty soon.
Okay.
Anyway. All right. Mike wants to know, how do you feel about being the first former coach to be evicted? It sucks, Mike.
Mike, it's not a very warm and fuzzy feeling. I don't feel great about it. But at the other point, I can take it as a huge compliment. They were like so scared of me that they had to backdoor me. Really?
Yeah. Okay, I'll sneak in a question or two in addition to that, Mike. Are you hurt that at least you didn't have a chance to fight for that veto?
Yeah,
I know the answer to that.
Well, yeah, that's what sucks. That's what really hurts, is I didn't even get a chance to fight for myself.
Could you do that tongue thing that you did?
I think if it was another tongue challenge. Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You dominated.
Yeah.
That was a good job you did.
Thank you.
No wonder why you're the veto queen.
Thanks.
All right, here we go. Let's do another. Cody wants to know, are you and Boogie friends outside the Big Brother house?
We were, but I felt like this year he definitely brought like a lot of personal issues into the game. I think that he was in love with Will Kirby in season 7, and he's still in love with Will, and now he's in love with Frank. And it was kind of like a revenge thing that I took out Will in 7, that he wanted to come after me in the season. Oh yeah.
But you guys, and then he also added, so do you guys get along with each other, not just in the house, or so you do get along outside the house, is what
we do. We text occasionally. Occasionally. He'll send me pictures of his baby and stuff.
All right. I have some questions I just want to jump in, but I know the audience is going to ask them anyway, so let's wait for the audience to ask. Matthew wants to know, how does Boogie guilt everyone into getting his way?
I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know if he guilts them. He just intimidates them, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you give him any credit for being a good player?
I think he is a good player, but I feel like the people in the house had never watched All Stars. That's the thing. They don't understand it. I try to do the smear Boogie campaign week 1 and 2, or just week 1, and I felt like it was working. They were definitely believing me that he was the most ruthless player in the game. And I don't think he guilts people. I think he intimidates them. I've played with him before. I know how he plays. I know how when he wants a deal, he intimidates you.
Right. Well, so
I personally wouldn't call it guilt. I'd call it intimidation.
Okay. Well, Ian watched every season, right? Mm-hmm. So you could have grabbed on to Ian. He knows how you play. Didn't he respect your game at all?
He was so wrapped up into
Boogie.
Yeah.
So you couldn't get him away.
I couldn't get him away, and I kind of wish I would have picked him for the second pick when it went back to me. I should have picked him instead of Ashley. That was huge mistake.
Well, I looked over.
But I didn't know that he was a huge fan. I didn't know.
Because right away you don't know.
I didn't know who he was. If I would have known he was a huge fan, I would have definitely picked him.
Oh, yeah, just because he would have knew who you were.
Yeah, exactly, and would have known who Boogie was and not trusted in Boogie. But
you can't beat yourself up about past choices.
No, I
mean?
know.
That's what sucks. All right, Jonathan wants to know, what will you do now besides being the best mom out there?
What will I do now?
What's the future hold for Janelle?
Well, also being the best wife is a huge thing with me. I love being a wife and mother. And
is there anything you're not the best at?
Clearly, Big Brother.
Well, me too. So don't worry about that. We'll get off that subject.
We're both here.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's other things I'm not good at too, but.
So what are your future plans? What do you do now? Do you have a profession?
I'm the best mom? I'm a stay-at-home mom. That's my job. I commit myself to that 110%. I'm definitely going to have more kids with my husband.
Oh, yeah? Already planned on it?
Yeah. So my goal is just to keep doing what I'm doing, being an awesome mom and wife.
How do you enjoy being a mom?
I love it. It's so rewarding in so many ways.
Are you itching to get back?
Oh my gosh, you don't even know. Last night was killing me by being in the hotel without any phone call.
That's a lonely night in itself, but
right.
then you get I can't even imagine.
Yeah, and then you get all the pictures and stuff. It's really sad.
Oh man, I feel you, but I don't even know what it's like to have a kid, but I feel your pain. Trust me. All right, Nicole Gary wants to know, what was your favorite part of being in the Big Brother house, and what will you miss most?
My favorite part being in the Big Brother house was definitely kicking Boogie and Dan's ass in the third coaches comp.
Which one was that?
The booty scooty, tongue twister, and the hips. When Frank and Boogie were all pissed off that I won, I loved it. And Frank shut up after a while when Boogie got taken out of that competition. And I love it when Frank shuts up because he's so loud.
So how are your feelings about Frank at this point? It's day one out. You could just let it go.
I mean, I don't dislike the guy. The reason I was after him was because he was a huge threat, and I wanted to weaken Boogie. I wanted to take Frank out to weaken Boogie, and no one else would listen to me in the house. I was like, you guys, you cannot leave them together. No one listens to me though. I mean, I think it'll be a huge mistake.
In the end?
Oh yeah.
You think? Who do you think has a chance of taking it all the way? Is it too early to tell? Frank?
I think Frank.
Who do you think's a bigger target, Frank or Boogie? If someone else won, would they put Boogie up? Would they put him against each other?
They put him against each other. But
and
I think Boogie's a bigger target.
So Frank would be voted out before Boogie, or vice versa?
I think Boogie would be voted out before Frank.
So, really?
Because Frank has a lot of allies in the newbies.
Okay.
He has, he easily has a lot of the newbies, except for Joe. Like, Jen, Ian, possibly Will, and Ashley. So he has a lot of people that are going to be down for him in that game. Like, I think Frank has a great shot of winning.
Oh, wow. I thought Boogie would be out. I mean, I thought Frank would be out before Boogie.
I don't think so.
If they were pinned against each other. But you know more than me. You were in that house.
Right. No, I think Boogie would go before Frank.
Wow, so he does have a good shot. All right, so Freddie wants to know, I'm so sorry that you were evicted, Janelle. I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Freddie.
I know. Not you. Freddie.
I know. I was wanting you to personalize it so you get all excited and you can make this like his Facebook screen
I love
page.
you, Freddie.
All right, did you really trust Brittany, or did you feel hesitant about her?
Did I really trust her?
Yeah, did you trust Brittany, or did you feel hesitant about her trusting her?
I felt hesitant certain weeks, and other weeks I felt like we were working together so well. Like, there were weeks where I was like, oh, this is going to go good, like she was down with me to play this game. This week I did not feel good, obviously. She just continued to lie to me, like lie after lie after lie, and it was just like, wow, what is this girl's problem?
How is Brittany's, this is a personal question, how's Brittany's acting skills? Have you ever told her something and she gives you that acting face?
A little bit, yeah.
Because there's some moments in the house when something happens and they're like, could you believe this happened? She's like, what?
Yeah.
And it's like totally obvious. Did you catch on to that in the house?
Yeah, when I was nominated, her face was pretty obvious. And then when I asked her about possibly telling Will that it was like a telephone game, like apparently Will walked outside and said, Brittany just told me that Janelle thinks that I threw her under the bus in Danielle's HOH room. And I knew that if Brittany really said that quick, that she definitely didn't have my back, and she was lying to me. When I questioned her about it, she got like all weird and like, why would I say that? Like, weird, Well,
she tends to go back and forth, but I guess that's Big Brother. People chase the power, you know what I mean? So Kimberly wants to know, Janny, who would you like to see win Big Brother 14, and who would you like to see come in second place?
I'd like Boogie to come in second place.
Really?
That'll bring him down a lot. Yeah.
But you'd like him to get that far?
I'd like him to get a second place win. That would be great. That would be really, really great. And I would like Ian to beat him in that final two.
Oh, I'm a big fan of Ian.
Yeah, he's cool.
How is he cool?
Yeah, he's just a little
quirky.
He's quirky, but he's also way too trusting of Boogie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he really would do anything for Boogie in that game.
You think Boogie would be shattered if Ian took him down in the final two? Mm-hmm. You really want that. But don't you think it'd feed Boogie a little bit that he got that far?
It wouldn't matter if he didn't win again. It'd be great.
We shouldn't really focus on not winning, me and you, know?
Okay. Right.
Because we're not the best winners in here, obviously. Alyssa wants to know, you think Ian has a chance of winning this game?
I do.
Kind of just hit that. Why do you think he has the best chance?
Well, I don't think he has the best chance. I mean, I didn't talk a lot of game with Ian because he was like one of the 4 people where I never talked any game with him the whole season. He needs to create some sort of tighter bond with someone other than Boogie and Ashley, because she's not really that strong. And if he did that, I think he could make it really, really far. He's so likable.
Does anyone not does anyone see him as a threat in the house because he's so smart?
Oh yeah, people definitely see him as a threat. Dan especially sees him as a threat.
So later on down the road, he might...
Dan's gonna definitely gun for Ian.
Really?
I think so.
All right. I would never gun for a little cutie.
I wouldn't either, but Dan knows that he's really likable.
All right. Well, Tina wants to know, who do you think has best played the game strategically so far?
Well, I haven't seen anything, of course. So I'd have to say probably Boogie.
I would agree. Just from what I don't watch all the live feeds. I'm not a live feeder, and a lot of people get offended by that. Because they're so into it. But Boogie strategically has been doing things in the house and working, his magic into flipping things into his direction. It seems like he's got a pretty good grip on what's going on in the house, and people seem to be following him, which I thought would be your position in that house.
Well, it would have been if Frank would have left last week.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
totally.
That would have helped me so much, and I could have definitely gone on the let's get Boogie out of the house. You know what I mean? It would have been a lot easier for me to do that if Frank would have left last week.
Here's one thing that I saw, and this was, again, just personal, but it seemed like when you were in the HOH room and they asked you to sacrifice one of your team members, Will or Joe, was it Joe? To sacrifice one of them. It seems like if you would have sacrificed one of them, you might have stayed in the house. It seemed that way on TV. That's what they played it to be.
Well, no, I think I definitely could have stayed, but it's like, that's just not me.
You're not.
It's hard for me to do that.
I totally see what you're saying. You know what I mean? But it is a game. I feel bad about doing things like that too. Throwing people under the bus. But it is the game of Big Brother.
I didn't want to do it to Joe. I was willing to do it a little bit with Will because I knew he was really untrustworthy. But with Joe, obviously I was trying to protect him. Right.
It seemed like if you would have gave them a little something, you might have went on. But you stuck with your guns, and you're a good person. You know what I mean? So at least you could sleep good at night.
No, I think Dan knew that I was definitely willing to give up one of my own, but Boogie wasn't buying it. So.
Was there ever a point where you and Boogie were going to go strong together after the coaches, or you guys were already too far gone?
Not with Frank in the picture, because I know how Boogie plays this game, and I didn't want to work with Boogie if he was working with Frank because of what happened in All Stars.
So it wasn't even an option.
It was not an option.
Hit the button.
If Frank would have left last week, a lot of things differently could have happened.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It shakes up the whole
because Boogie wouldn't have had Frank. There would have been other targets in the house, and it just depends.
So Frank definitely would have went instead of Joe.
Oh, absolutely.
So Boogie was totally blindsided.
He was going to be blindsided. The fix was in for sure, and that's why Boogie was so pissed this week. He wanted to leave the house.
All right, well, let's keep it on you, because people want to hear so much about you.
Okay.
All right, so Simone wants to know, what is the great, or Simon, is it Simone?
Simon.
I'm not the best reader, Janelle. I don't know. Simon wants to know, who is the most genuine, honest player in the game?
Oh, gosh. I'm going to say Joe.
Really?
The most honest? I mean, I don't know. He's the only, I would say Joe. I haven't seen anything. I don't know.
Just from your perspective?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's the right answer either, but I don't know if Joe, I would say Ian. Do you think he's sneaking around a little bit?
I don't, like I said, I've never talked game with him, so I don't know.
How's Joe's cooking?
It's really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you get mad at him for taking all the food?
Not really. I love it that there's someone to cook.
And you don't have to do anything?
I don't have to do anything.
Well, that's why Joe's your favorite.
Yeah.
All right, Brittany wants to know, in hindsight, would you have picked different players to be on your team when you were a coach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My second pick, when it came through again, I would have definitely picked Ian over Ashley. Definitely.
But who's your first pick?
Will.
And you still would have stuck with that?
Oh, first pick, I would have went with Kara.
Kara?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because she looked like the most athletic girl in the house. So I was like, okay, she's athletic. That would be awesome to have her on my team.
All right. Well, again, you don't know who these people are when you first meet them, so it's so hard to...
Yeah, I would have liked the team of Kara, Ian, Joe. That would have been great.
That would have been a good team. Mm-hmm. But again, you don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so Kevin Booker wants to know, 01, Janie, I love you. Again, everyone loves you. Who will you be friends with outside the house?
I'll definitely be friends with Joe, for sure. Probably Dan. I'll be friends with Dan.
Boogie?
No, I will not be friends with
I keep going back to Boogie. But because I'm trying to prod you a little bit to get going. You know what I mean?
What do you want me to go?
Get the claws out.
What am I going to say? I mean, he is who he appears on TV. The guy's a jerk.
There you go.
Yeah.
You called him a D-bag on TV yesterday.
Yeah.
On national TV.
I know. Well, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people agree with me. He's just not the nicest guy in the world.
All right, this might get him out a little bit. How did you feel about that goodbye message?
Come on,
take a breath and go after it.
It definitely was not nice. It's horrible to sit outside when you're getting a horrible goodbye message too.
Go ahead, finish, and then...
It just sucks. to get to be like get out of the game, back or whatever, and then get like a horrible goodbye message, it sucks.
Right. I mean, I totally agree with you. You're already gone. The damage is done.
Right.
There's no need to like, step on your head while you're drowning. You know? And the feeling that you get when you're out there is terrible. Have you ever even been out there?
Yeah, twice.
I mean, like without like not going to jury. You've always gone.
I've always gone to jury.
What places did you finish?
Third.
Both times?
Yeah.
Oh man. So you like barely you didn't even go to jury. You just went right to the finale.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, Janelle, you're hurting. But at least you got something to go home and you got
it's
a win.
If I lose
win, right?
If it was in the cards for me to lose Big Brother 14, okay, great. Like I don't want to stay there any longer than I have to. If I'm already going to lose, you know what I mean?
To be stuck in jury or something.
Yeah, it would suck.
Would you do it again?
I don't know. Maybe if you were playing the game with me, Jeff.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we found some commonalities between us, but that's for another time. But now I didn't get a really chance to know you, but now I know we know the same person, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone's gonna be like, what are you talking about? All right, which was your favorite time of all 3 Big Brothers? Which season was the best?
Season 6.
Was that All Stars?
No, Summer of Secrets was my favorite season. Is that what they're asking?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, I mean, the season you were on. You were on that one?
Yeah.
I don't know. I only watched from like All Stars.
All of my seasons in general was my favorite.
Yeah. So you're on 6.
I'm on season 6.
7.
For me, that's
14.
my favorite season to be on was 6 because it was my first Big Brother experience.
Yeah, totally.
So that was my favorite season to be on. To watch as a viewer, I'd say 8. A lot of people don't agree with me or they hate 8 or whatever, but I really liked 8 and I liked 10.
Catch the audience up on who was on 8 in case they don't know.
Season 8 was the Donatos basically dominating the game,
I did watch
and
that.
obviously I cheered them on since like day 1. So I was really happy when Dick won.
Evil Dick's a big supporter of you as well.
Oh, really?
He's been pumping it up, but in Evil Dick terms.
Right.
So there's a lot of cursing in there that we can't say. All right, so I don't know. All right, here's the next question from Sarah. Do you think Shane and Danielle would have a relationship? It says Jeff and Jordan here, but let's use Brendan and Rachel.
Mm-hmm. Will they have a relationship like them?
Do you think, well, they used me, so let's see. Sarah wants to know, do you think Shane and Danielle will have a relationship like me and Jordan?
No, I do not.
Okay.
That's obvious.
Do you think they'll have it like Brendan and Rachel? Let's stay off that.
I don't think there's much of a relationship there. I think a lot of people are trying to force it with them.
Do you think
Danielle
one person,
especially is trying to force it.
Do you think one person likes the other person more than the other person?
I think Danielle is like completely obsessed with Shane. Shane's a really nice guy.
What do you think about his puka shells?
His what?
Puka beads.
What are those?
Are you kidding me?
What is it?
Oh my God. You know those white beads that he wore in the beginning?
Oh, yeah? What are they?
They're puka shells.
What does that mean?
It's just a necklace. It's a white necklace that you wear on spring break in 1985.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But I don't know.
You're funny, Jeff.
I know. I just kind of touched on that, and nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Neither do I.
All right, I'm gonna get off. I wasn't even supposed to mention that.
Cancun, 1995.
What
up?
This tattoo right here. All right. I'm getting off that subject right now. Do you think Danielle likes Shane's puka beads? I didn't even read that question. That was the next one. See, I'm like a mind reader. I know how the show's flowing. All right, we'll get into the next one.
I think Danielle likes everything about Shane. I think Shane sees Danielle as a strategy or something he's doing in the game
But you don't think the feeling's mutual?
No, because he's told everyone in the house he doesn't like her. He's like, I do not like that girl. And it's obvious, like, they're kind of body chemistry and weird
Well, maybe
stuff.
he's just using it to get a little further in the game.
Exactly. It's not like a real showmance like you had with Jordan or with like Rachel had with Brendan. It's not authentic.
All right, Tara Dawn wants to know, my question is, Janelle, why would you put your wedding ring on the line to get them to see you could be trusted?
Because I thought it was funny and I thought they would think I was serious.
But what if they kept it?
They wouldn't. They'd have to give it back.
What if you lied?
I
would keep it.
I was trying to get them to trust me, and by doing that, I was willing to offer my diamond ring, and it wasn't like a thing like, oh, I'm willing to give up my wedding ring. It was not like that at all.
I don't think people saw it like that.
No.
I don't think
it was more of a thing.
I thought they took it as like, you're trying to be very trustworthy.
I was.
I thought it was a good kind of
Well, it was because
strategy.
Shane totally bought it. I mean, and I was really not going to go after Shane. And I wasn't going to go after Brittany either. So for me, it was a real thing that I was going to follow through with.
Right. I mean, I thought it was a good dynamic to go about. You know what I mean? Instead of just saying, please trust me.
Yeah, it was like, here, take this for a couple weeks, and if I lie, you can keep it. I wasn't gonna go after him.
And you didn't get the chance.
Right.
All right. Todd wants to know, in all the scenes of Big Brother, what twist was your favorite?
What twist? All of the seasons? Okay. I'm gonna say...
Do you know them all that well?
Are you serious? I watch every season.
Are you a live feeder?
Sometimes.
That's yes. You're not halfway.
I am halfway.
Halfway
I watch the feeds until about, like, I don't know, mid-August, because then it just gets too boring for me.
Oh, really?
With less people in the house, I don't like it.
So what was your favorite twist? Did you like this twist on 14?
I liked... Yeah, it was interesting, for sure. It was like a totally different way of playing the game. I really liked the duos twist last year, because I liked who played the game last year. I liked the veterans in the game. And I liked that Rachel won.
You didn't like that I didn't win?
Well, I liked that you were in the end and you made it far. I liked that.
It's sad. It's sad for us.
And I was glad Porsche made it to the final too, because I'm friends with her.
You guys are besties, huh? She always talked about you.
Yeah, we're friends.
Real friends?
Real friends.
You said before this that you didn't care for her.
You're
I'm kidding.
liar,
I'm kidding.
Jeff.
I'm kidding.
Whatever.
Everyone relax. All right, Simon or Simone wants to know again. Were you surprised to see Danielle win the HOH comp on the ship?
I wasn't surprised. I mean, it was definitely going to be, well, it was down to the three of them. I thought Ian would take it for sure because he's so little.
I thought, because some of those comps are for
little people.
Little people, yeah. How tall are you?
5'9".
You're taller. I mean, the other people who got evicted were tiny.
Yeah.
And some of the people on my seats, everyone's like, when they meet me, they're like, I thought you were like 6'5".
Yeah, well, I'm like 6'1" in heels.
Yeah, you're a tall drink of water.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
So we always drift. Were you surprised that Danielle won, that she finally pulled it off and stepped up?
No, I wasn't surprised. I mean, it's anyone's game that can win HOH and endurance.
Would you rather see Brittany win it? Or Ian? Would you rather see anyone else win it, or you didn't really care at that point?
I don't know if Brittany would have, really, she wanted to do the behinds the thing. I don't think she would have, backdoored me. That would be a stretch for her, I think, to do that.
Yeah.
Because she knew it would be a bad move. Danielle made a really bad game move for her. She thinks that it was a good game move for her, probably, that she's making, a huge move. But for her, it was a really bad move because, they're probably thinking, let the guys go after each other. And that's, a great strategy for a while. But I really feel like you're playing for second place when you do that.
Right. I think, I don't want to. There's so many semantics that go into this.
There's so many variables.
Right. So that if you get out, say Frank, that kind of not if Frank would have went this week, okay, and you would have stayed, Boogie would have been crushed down in the house, and you would have rose in power.
Right.
It really would have flipped the house. So either way, it would have been a big, big move, no matter who went.
Right.
So, that's how the game goes. All right, Sarah Jong wants to know, what's your favorite Big Brother of all time?
Favorite season?
Yeah.
Probably 10.
Season 10 with Dan?
10 or 8. Yeah, I loved I loved season 10. I loved all of the cast. I loved the drama with the women, and it was so great.
It was a good, and Dan played a good game.
He played a good game, yeah.
So knowing that, is he playing the same way?
I don't think he's playing the same way. I don't know what Dan's doing, taking Chilltown further than me. Because clearly he knew that Chilltown is known for just not really following through on their deals. So I don't know what Dan's doing. No idea.
He's playing a good game.
But keeping Frank and Boogie for him is not a good thing. Because Frank will come after Dan.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Well, obviously they're going to have a final two, them two, right?
Right.
And then obviously everyone has to go at some point.
Right, but Frank's going to be gunning for Dan.
Well, we'll see. Are you going to keep up with the rest of the season?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you going to boycott it?
No, I'm going to watch it, of course.
All right. So last question, very important strategic question. Charlotte wants to know, who has the best hair, Frank or Will?
Oh, God, Frank's hair is awful. Are you serious?
Well, for me, there's no comparison. Will wins hands down.
Will.
Is
Will
that
wins.
okay? Is this real hair or is it?
It's fake. He has
Oh, it
hair
is?
extensions.
Because it's like the best hair ever.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like flowing and there's like butterflies around it when he's on the screen.
Really?
Yeah, they did like some weird diary room. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, Will definitely has better hair than Frank's hair is just a frizzy mess, especially when he works out. It's just a huge rat's nest.
So that's it. That was a very strategic question.
Yeah.
And that's it. It went fast. So you have anything else you want to say to your fans? At least say something to them because they're going crazy.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for cheering me on this season. And I'm looking forward to chatting and talking with all of you.
And Big Brother 4 times around isn't out of the question?
Only if you're going to be playing in the game, Jeff.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Again, tune in each and every week. Watch Big Brother Sunday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And tune in here every Friday with the latest evicted house guest. I keep forgetting what time, 1 o'clock p.m. Our time it starts and 4 p.m. Eastern time. And that's it. I'm already, I can't even speak anymore. Thank you for tuning in. Janelle, thank you for being a guest. I'm so sorry to see you go. And we'll see you guys next week. Did you remember what time? Because I bummed
No,
it.
I know.